Welcome back to Footballin with Ben Roethlisberger. My name is Spence, and as always, I am joined here with two-time Super Bowl champion Ben Roethlisberger.
Hey.
There he is.
I'm here.
There he is.
I'm here. Welcome back, Spence.
I'm here.
Do you feel refreshed after your bye week?
I do, man. You know, it's a good time off.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Steelers are now 7-0 coming off the bye.
Is that right?
And I feel like we are too.
We are undefeated.
We're undefeated coming off the bye.
Man, it feels good.
So we are here hours after a Steelers big victory on the road in LA.
Yes.
Over the Rams. We will talk about that. I'm excited to talk about that because there's there's some stuff to talk about.
There is.
A very controversial but good ending for the black and gold fans.
I'll take it.
Absolutely. We will talk about the game a little bit. We will talk about next week's game against the Jaguars coming in town and how we might try and make that a special.
Oh yeah, we got some fun
Footballin.
stuff. Fun stuff planned.
Talk about that, but and we'll definitely hit our beers. Maybe catch. I'm trying to think if there's anything we talk about in life, but let's
some life stuff.
There might be some life stuff, but let's start it off with a beer. I'd like to.
We can do that.
I really would. I'd feel after today's victory, I need a beer.
Yeah.
Besides this beer that I have here.
What you know? What's funny is that one actually got sent in. We're not. Oh, dude, look how dented this is.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be.
Oh boy.
I just want you to see that. I just want you to see that it's dented.
I did it.
So I want the people to see. Listen, I'm doing all the techniques that you guys sent in and clowned me about. Look, I'm roll it or whatever. Do what someone said. Do this.
Really?
I don't know. I probably just made it worse. Yeah.
Probably made it worse.
No, just get the little gentle.
You got it.
A little gentle love. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign.
But you eased into it.
Yeah. But the beer you have there is actually sent in by I actually don't know who sent it in, but because I don't have a note there, but it was sitting in your fridge there.
Yeah.
And we had some friends come over.
Chris Canole.
Yeah, he come over.
He was like, and I had one in there. He's like, oh boy, careful, don't cut yourself now. It's like the half open. People are really gonna get on you.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Here you go. Here's a Sharpie.
What else
is
down
with that? Yeah. So Chris I had one in there, and Chris was like, oh, you have that beer. Can I have it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, typically I'd tell you, yeah, whatever you want to have in there. But I'm like, you just got to tell me how it is before we do a show on it. I'm going to talk about it.
And you have told people, no, we're saving that for the show.
Yeah, saving it for the show.
Yeah.
Like we want to save it for the show. And so I told him to save, and he's like, it's one of the best beers you'll ever find. Like whatever, best IPAs, this, that, and the other. So I decided to have it tonight here. It is very good. I like it. It's not overly hoppy. It's crazy because it's got so much. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, man, I'm good on that.
It's like there's so much filament.
I just think like the ones you got to like roll and do a whole thing.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm probably had that all sitting in my belly.
Yeah.
My belly.
A little belly.
Look at this light guy.
Yeah, just a little.
So yeah, we're going to start this off. The Sunday night game is on tonight, which will be I think it's going to be a great game. Dolphins, Eagles.
Yes.
But
I got some Dolphin questions for you too, man.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But we'll get into that. So all three beers that we're going to do tonight were sent in by
Unique.
By the same people.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we have
same people.
Caitlin and Mark.
Caitlin and Mark.
Yeah, Mark Dolak, I believe, sent this in.
Okay.
They also sent in, I thought this was hilarious, a terrible towel, custom terrible towel.
Oh.
That they had made for their wedding.
Of course.
Because he's a Steelers fan, she wasn't. And as they got together,
I bet she is now.
Yep, he converted her over to the black and gold. And so they had that at their wedding, they sent that in. So in honor of the Steelers win, I might just wear that tonight. But this is it's called River Days Lager from Deep River Brewing Company.
Okay.
It's a classic lager with lime.
Yes, I thought I...
And so Deep River, the Deep River family is full of outdoorsy, adventurous folks that love to boat, float, kayak, and swim in the beautiful lakes and rivers of North Carolina, which is where these two met.
Ah,
all right.
Wonder if they're boating or floating or
they might be kayaking or swimming.
Or
right?
swimming.
The old boat and float. All right. It says we took our fan favorite lager and added a hefty dose of lime to make it even more crisp and refreshing.
I smell that.
Enjoy in or around the water.
Yes. The smell makes me think of the lake.
Yeah.
Makes me think of the pool. The garden hose in the backyard with a sprinkler attached to it.
That's my neighborhood growing up.
It's the same thing. It smells really good though.
Oh, it does smell good.
Like it smells crisp.
Yeah.
It smells a little limey, almost like a natural, like a Corona lime natural or something.
I'm gonna see what our 4.5%.
Yeah.
Not so much.
No. So here's what I'm gonna say. The initial mouthfeel was like, oh, this is really good.
Yes.
Like crispy, like a nice lime. Like it tastes like an old Bud Light lime. Remember the Bud Light lime?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like it had that to it. But then the aftertaste is a little unusual. But I need to try some more. And I know it's not my excuse to try some more. It's just gotta.
This is about to sound.
Oh boy.
Oh look, picture of them at their wedding waving the terrible towel.
No
Yeah,
way.
dude. They come out and
Got everybody there
Yeah.
waving their terrible towels.
they sent that in.
He has a Miami jersey on. Where's the other picture?
Oh yeah,
Is he wearing a Miami
yeah,
jersey?
wearing your Miami jersey, dog.
Look at my guy.
Yeah. So he said
Mark and Caitlin. Thank you, guys.
He moved away from PA 13 years ago to go to college in California. He's never left. I guess they were still out in California. But I met his wife while she was visiting Wilmington, North Carolina. After a year dating long distance, moved to the coast. Yeah, North Carolina. So,
Well, thank you guys. You know what?
and they picked a bunch of
Carolina beers.
Yeah.
Is this your water, by the way?
No, I thought that was your water.
No, it's not mine. I just wanted to do some drink.
Yeah, let me. Okay, so I was gonna say
have another sip.
this probably sounds dumb, but what else is new? Tastes like a Sprite a little bit.
A Sprite?
Did you get that? Is that just me?
I didn't, but
All right. Hey, I'm okay with it. A little bit of Sprite.
okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can. I'd taste the hint of that.
That might just.
Maybe it's the lemon lime,
Yeah.
like the lime of the lemon.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Listen, I don't hate it. I think it's going to be a strong 5.
Okay, so my second one I just had, I like it better. The first time I don't know, it was just unusual that it was just unusual.
Yeah.
It might be because I'm so used to the the IPAs and stuff, but I like this. I definitely could drink this by a pool.
Oh, if we're boating, floating. If we're boating and floating, dude, for sure.
I like it. It's growing on me.
I really like lagers. That's a 5 for me with lagers.
Really?
Yeah. Because I like that. I like a lager that has like a rich.
Okay.
flavor.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, it's not like your traditional lager with the
Yeah.
that meaty, like. But in terms of like that little bit of lime, that crispness, that refreshing, I'm gonna give it a 6.5,
Okay.
almost a 7.
Yeah. From
It's also end of
River.
October, so it's not the perfect
Right.
beer for right now. But so I'm trying to put myself in a situation, a place where that's going to be delightful, and I could see myself there.
for sure.
And it is light. It feels light. So thank you, Caitlin and Mark. On all three of these for them, right?
Yeah.
Deep River Brewing. I think you guys did a great job with this. I'm gonna be honest. It's a classic lager with a lime.
I think they're all
River Days.
Hey man.
And I think icy cold.
Yeah.
Pull like out of the cooler, like water,
Little
ice falls everywhere. Yeah.
little slushy almost.
Yeah,
You
that's-
freeze it like that'd be real good.
No, I think that's a good one. I like that one.
Cool.
I could keep.
Well, it's a
drinking
good
that one.
start.
Yeah, it's a good start.
And it's 4.5, so you can keep drinking that one.
I might actually after
You know
I
what I mean?
finish my.
It might I think, a little too much lime for me.
Which is unusual
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Because of you like to cook.
I do.
You make a lot of like.
I use a lot of lime too.
lot of lime in your cooking. I know I'd see you drink Corona with a lime. You
Yeah.
so I don't know that I've ever heard you say too much lime before.
I know.
So that throws me off.
First time for everything.
the Polynesian?
Yeah.
The Polynesians don't do limes?
More coconut. Yeah, we're more.
Even though you didn't know the coconut beer that wrote.
No, dude, I missed that coconut. Clean, bro. I missed that completely. Yeah. But yeah.
Good job. I like it. I'm happy.
It's still
with it.
good. You
I'm
guys
happy.
should try it. And
Well,
try for
that's
yourself.
a good show. Thanks
yeah.
for coming.
Yeah, man. We're getting
Anything else
better.
you gotta talk about?
We are getting better at this every time.
That was like an hour and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah, we are efficient. So today is week 7.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Of the NFL season.
Yep.
There's a lot that happened around the league that was really cool. Actually, there's a lot of stuff that was happening within our division. Obviously, the Bengals had a bye week.
Okay.
But I think you want to jump into the Steelers-Rams game now?
Yeah, we can.
Because I think there's plenty to talk about. I will say I don't know what the rest of the year, I know we have had a stat going around says I think it was like 53 games or something since our last 400-yard game.
Yeah, probably 54 now.
Yeah. So
and a half, we had 91 yards of offense, so I knew that was another.
We
game.
ended with 300.
Chalked out. Did we end with 300?
We ended with 300.
Wow, we were almost there.
Yeah, we were almost there. So yeah, we pulled out a win. Right. So
Yes.
Closed it out 24-17. I'll tee it up like that and just tell me what you saw, man. We can start from the beginning and go through, and then we can double back on some of the key points.
Yeah. It's almost like I'm trying to figure out how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how I would feel as a player. Like, hey, we won, and that's how I feel as a fan. Like, we won. That's all that matters. But like looking back at it, I'm still like trying to process because we are just a couple hours removed from the game.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to process how I like all the things I saw. I think it was great to see Deontay back out there. I think he was huge for the offense. For Kenny, I thought Kenny had a sluggish, little slow start, missed some throws, but what's he keep doing? He keeps finding ways to win the fourth quarter. Yep. Come back, Kenny. So I think that was really big. I think obviously TJ is just. I texted him like, "Come on, man! Like, what are you doing? Like, you're unbelievable." When are they gonna put him on offense?
That's what I say.
Come on, put him in, give him a touchdown on offense.
As soon as I walked into your house,
it's unbelievable.
You're like, "Hey man, what did you just miss?"
Well, yeah, did you see it?
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I just saw when I left my house, TJ put in his application to be on offense.
Yes, with his hands. I mean, we'll talk about that play.
My brother came in.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. He's so good.
My guy.
So I'm trying to. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to give you like a full everything I see and remember. Then we can go into it. I thought, we talked about on this show, starting fast, halves or games. I thought that the second half with TJ making an interception, I mean, that's huge. And then you go score, that's starting fast in the second half. I liked Deontay catching some of those out routes I talked about last week. And now maybe they put those in because they all listen to this show. Doubt it.
Definitely.
But I think maybe it just has to do with him, like having Deontay back. Maybe that's his specialty.
Yeah, well,
maybe that's what he does.
One of the best route runners in the league.
They went with the back shoulder again quite a few times. With George again, it keeps working.
Yep.
I thought the Steelers obviously got lucky, which you have to in a football game. I'm not trying to, but there were 2 missed field goals and missed extra point, some penalties. Obviously, the last play of the game, unusual. Last play, that fourth down play by Kenny. That's going to be talked about all week, and it's unfortunate because what it'll do is it'll end up being the talk of the week, and everyone's going to be talking about it. So it'll unfortunately take away from the win a little bit, probably. And I shouldn't say take away. It'll draw attention away from like they won, and two, should they have even got the first? Should it have been a win? What would have happened if the Rams got the ball back? Sure. I mean, the defense has been shutting them down the second half, so you could probably say nothing would have happened.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
But you never know. Cooper Kupp dropping 2 balls early.
I know, dude.
I was like holy cow.
Dude, he only had 2 catches, 29 yards.
It's crazy. At one point, that one receiver for them had more yards than the Steelers' offense.
Yes.
But then, again, I'm just trying to encapsulate everything here. I thought the second half, especially the fourth quarter, Steelers looked great on offense. Are we going to give Matt Canada praise? Are Steelers fans are they going to back off the Fire Canada stuff, or is that just now they're doing it every time?
Are you asking a rhetorical question?
I mean, I'm just saying.
What do you think?
I thought he did. Did he not call a good game in the second half, especially? I mean, did he, the fourth quarter, the runs, some of the passes, throwing those out routes, throwing go balls, throwing some in-breaking stuff. I thought they did good stuff.
I agree with you.
So I thought that was really good. I thought. You can look at anything. You can say, "Oh, there were some penalties that probably shouldn't have got called," but that's any game. We got away with some. They got away with some. I don't want to dive into too much of that kind of stuff, but all in all, you go into a game like that, which people have been calling like a coin flip game. Literally, like who's going to win? I don't know. Flip a coin.
Yeah.
And to go on the road, I'd say the Steelers had to be dogs because you're at home. If it's a coin flip game, the home team has to have the advantage.
Sure.
But of course, Steeler Nation travels, and they made that a home game with all the towels and stuff, which what you expect. We talked about that, I think, when you got here is the West Coast is always so well represented by Steeler fans. When we used to go to San Diego and play the Chargers, it was the best because that place was 90% Steeler fans.
Well, dude, that was the thing when I was watching the game. I'm like, man, Acrisure looks nice. They do some renovations.
Yes,
that's SoFi.
So anyway, they made it. That's what happens. I thought they did a good job kind of controlling Aaron Donald. Yeah, he's a game wrecker.
I agree.
And so just all in all, I thought the Rams helped out the Steelers a little bit too, like abandoning the passing game a little bit. I think that, to me, that shows a lack of confidence in their offensive line. I don't think they believed in them. Speaking of offensive line, one of my old starters was there, Kevin Dotson, one that they got for me that's not there anymore, that's over there. He's there. I
didn't pay too much attention to see how he played today.
He had one penalty that I know of. I don't know how else he played, but he had a penalty at one point. But I maybe played well other than that. So I'm just trying to in my brain go through kind of what I remember. I thought Minka was all over the place today. I thought he made a lot of unbelievable plays, which is what we have come to expect. So that's nothing new again. But I thought I'm going to say it again. I thought having Deontay out there was huge. I think it attracts eyes from the defense.
Has to.
I think it allows you to do some things. They've moved him to the Z position, which puts him to the field a little bit more, gives him more space because in and out of breaks, route running, I don't know if there's anybody better than him in the league with his quickness and stuff. So I'm glad he was out there again. I think that's, they're just, and I thought Jalen ran hard. I thought Naj ran super hard today. That we probably need to talk at some point about the negative plays by receivers in terms of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. George again. And that could have been crucial. I mean, he gets a big play and then does a taunt and Mike pats him on the butt, tells him to get back in there. So it's just I just don't know how long do we allow that to keep happening? Because it didn't end up hurting the team, but what if it did? What if they ended up losing?
So that's my question. If we camp out in there for a second, and not to I don't want to be a dead horse, but I do want to gain a little bit of clarity. So that happens. That's a tough one because I don't remember what Deontay ended up picking up there on that.
No, George. Oh, that was George, right?
No, Deontay picked it up, and George had a. Oh no, that was a different.
That was a different play. Yes, that was earlier in the game when he cleaned that. He came back 100%. And cleaned that dude up. That
didn't feel dirty to me. Just felt like
I can. It's an illegal play.
He felt like he was trying to
help his guy. I don't think he was trying to hurt anybody. I don't think he was trying to do anything. Now he's got to know the rules. So in that sense, it's dirty.
Sure.
In that sense.
I understand what you're saying.
I don't think he was trying to hurt anybody. Like he could have went for his head, did some bad stuff. But it's illegal. It's a penalty. That's legit. I'm talking about the play where he gets in someone's face and creates that's an unsport. You don't need to do that. So there's no point in doing that.
What is so you have that play. Mm-hmm. Obviously you're like, man, what are we doing?
Yes.
Right? Sideline's probably feeling that as well.
Yes.
You come out with the dub. It's like, okay, you catch an L though, right? You lose this game. Mm-hmm. Is that on Monday morning, is that a little bit of a different conversation?
For sure. Because I think what's going to happen is it might get talked about in the meeting. It might. Coach Tomlin might just see that rug and lift that up.
It is what it is. Yeah.
I've seen him do it in the past with guys. I'll put up with you till I can replace you.
Sure.
But he, I looked like he said something to him. What he said, only those two will know.
Yeah.
But you just can't do it. You can't have those. I mean, it seems like it's almost every week that we're having something like that happen. Now, again, it hasn't hurt us yet. But all it takes is one time. What happens if that happens in a fourth quarter and literally you get a first and it changes the game? Do we just keep allowing that stuff? At some point, you've got to put a stop to it now before it gets out of control. Yeah. Because that kid, I'm going to say it again, George Pickens is a absolute animal.
Yeah,
he's a game changer.
Freaking nature.
He's a difference maker. But you got to get under control before it gets out of control and you lose it forever.
Yeah,
because it can happen.
Yeah,
it can happen. And so, I just don't want to see someone with that much talent, lose it like that because he is so good.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, we're probably on that. I'm on this topic too long, but I just don't want to see it hurt the team. And I know there's going to be guys that are going to be like, come on, man, you gotta cut that out.
And I think what's cool is that you do have guys on the team. You have guys like Deontay, man, right? You do have guys who are veteran players. Allen Robinson, right? Veteran player, not veteran to our team, but been around a little bit. Yeah. Who are able to kind of in that room that could step up and probably speak to it a little bit differently than maybe a coach or whatever. So I do.
But is that man going to listen? That's the difference, right?
Hey, man. That's
you got to be able, you can have great guys speaking, but
Yep.
you got to be able to hear it.
But that's the thing, man. That's all you can do is all you can do, right? You know what I mean?
So we'll see what happens with it. But anyway, I thought we just got to be careful with those penalties. But all in all, I thought the defense played well today. I was surprised. I will say this: I was surprised at how well they ran the ball on us.
Me
with
too.
Like their backups.
Yes.
I did not expect that. I thought it was going to be a field day. I thought they're going to have to throw the ball all over the place, and then I thought that our guys were going to, our edge guys were going to tee off.
Kudos to them, man.
Yeah,
I will say this. I thought, obviously, TJ. I mean, but I thought Alex Houseman played a great game. Man, I feel like he had
forced some step ups by Stafford.
A lot of pressure.
Creating that sense. Sometimes when you're a quarterback, you could be a rush guy. I'll just say Alex, as we're talking about him. His stat line might be like no sacks, no tackles for loss. But they pressures. But if you get there you say he had one pressure or one hit on the quarterback, sometimes that's enough. As a quarterback, when you are constantly feeling that guy breathing down your neck, like he may never have gotten there, but you keep like, man, he's right there. I got to step up. He's getting me off my spot. As Al Villanueva would have said, step up. My God, I love you, Al. But sometimes you can affect a game, which is what TJ and Alex do every single week. You can affect a game sometimes without even making a play, because you have to, as an offense, you have to take account for that guy. Mm-hmm. So you're putting two guys over there. You're having a guy chip. You're having guys try and block them, and you're constantly feeling like quarterback. I gotta get the ball out. Here they come. They're coming. I gotta get the ball out. And maybe there's a guy about to be open, or maybe there's something that's coming. But you have to rush it a little more than you really maybe have. Maybe they're not even close to you, but you still feel like you always have a clock. We talk about quarterbacks' clocks. You have a clock in your head, and you might be feeling that clock even if it's not really there, because you're like, I know they're coming. They got to be coming. They got to be coming. And so those guys can affect a game, and change a game right now like very few people in the NFL can.
Oh yeah, dude. I think there is a enormous power in just presence. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like those guys, you just feel when they're around. You know what I mean?
100%. And Alex right now is playing at a super high level. I think those two, it's great because they're like pushing each other, right? Like Alex wants, like everyone knows TJ is the dude,
right?
And so that's like forcing Alex to like, I got to do this because that's my guy over there. That's who's Batman, who's Robin this week.
Yeah.
And so it's forcing Alex to step up, which then is forcing TJ to step. It's like it's just a great problem to have when you have two guys that are competing and pushing each other like that. It's a great problem to have for the Steelers, and an awful problem to have for
everyone,
for other teams.
Yes, so for sure. So you mentioned this earlier, and I don't want to camp out on it too much because I think it's just an easy. I don't know, man. It's easy click stuff, and we're not really the podcast to do that. I know this ends up in a lot of headlines just because you're the one saying things.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the Fire Canada chants and all that kind of stuff, and in mentioning like you see, I mean, he's still calling the plays in the fourth quarter, and we're putting them together and we're executing. Mm-hmm. And we talked about this a little bit before we started filming. About like, man, there's been times at which the offense has seemed predictable. There's been obvious frustrations that we've seen it as a city. I think other opponents have seen it. I would imagine that players have seen it or felt it. How many of those wins do you have to stack before that? Because I don't think you get out of it with 1 week.
No, you're not going to.
Because it's a presence. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's almost bigger than the actual issue. You know what I mean? It feels like the Fire Canada legend is almost bigger than the actual issue.
The issue, for sure. I would agree with you. Unfortunately, I feel like it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Unless, I know it sounds crazy, unless all of a sudden they become the best offense in the league. And they go win a AFC North, they go win the AFC, they go win a Super Bowl. Yeah. I just don't, and it's unfair for Matt. I will say this. It's unfair for his family because I know it's tough on them. But it is what that's what you sign up for, unfortunately. Yeah. Because again, do we know it's all Matt's fault? No.
It's a team sport, man. It's a team sport.
Is it? It could be the line. There could be an issue with the line. There could be an issue with the backs, with the tight ends, with the quarterback, with the receivers, with maybe the head coach is telling him to do this kind of stuff, if they don't get that on fourth down, that last play, which we can the quarterback sneak. If they don't get that, it's Matt Canada. Oh, I mean, they're gonna get him. But I bet you any amount. I mean, I can't say I guarantee it. Tomlin's the one that said that. Hey, sneak it, go. But they're not going to get on him for it, Right. But it worked, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it was, it's going to be talked about because it.
Yeah, and every single play could be a different issue. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, man,
could be a great play call.
And we got everybody on the line straight, man. Everyone's blocking. They did everybody's assignment, crushed it, but something else went. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then the next play, y'all fixed that, and then that went. So, yeah, I'm just curious because obviously in this league, winning covers a multitude,
yes.
Of issues. So.
Well, and that's why I say, people are like, oh, Ben, you want to come be the coordinator of this and that. No, because you can call a great game, but if it's not executed right, it looks like like you didn't call the good play. So that's why I'm saying, do we know for sure who's to blame for the offense? It's going to always go. Coach Hepp used to say, the quarterback and the coach are one and the same. They get too much credit when you win and too much blame when you lose. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's my soapbox about the coordinator and good job, Matt, in the fourth quarter, finding a way to win that game.
Yeah, I love seeing the score turn out the way that it turns out, man. There are times when it didn't seem pretty. I mean, you're talking about the first half starting quick. It did not feel like we did that. We did that. I will say,
I was nervous.
I'll give flowers, Presley Harvin.
Part of the well.
I felt like the
good to have him back out there.
Yeah, man. Like,
and I play with Brad Wing too. I like Brad. Brad was awesome.
Yeah.
But having Presley out there, now his first punt made me nervous. I was like, oh,
can't win them all.
What are we doing?
Can't win them all.
But Presley right now,
I thought he had some punts, man, today that I felt like he was just placing those things intentionally. I thought his performance, by and large, was awesome, man. I thought, especially in the first half, it's like, hey, if we're not going to do anything with this, if we're unable to convert this into some points, man, he was pushing them back, and I thought that was awesome.
And good job to Boz, obviously doing his thing. Because I thought that, too, at the end of that game. I thought Mike might kick the field goal and go up 10 and put it out of reach.
What happened there?
You know what? I don't hate the call.
Because you put it 2 scores then.
You do put up 2 scores, but you also I know that's one of those decisions. I would love to know what the analytics say on it. I know the Steelers don't typically do analytics, but it's kind of one of those things that if you get that first, you can kneel it and the game's over. And so that is, you take the field goal block out, you take, them.
Why give it to them?
Yes. Yeah. So I don't hate the call. It's just it's very risky. I know Boz would have nailed it because he's been making everything, and we're super happy for Boz. But they got really. I mean, I thought, man, if that play would have been challenged, I don't know if it would have stood. I'm just being honest. I don't know. Maybe it would have because it was called down the field, but after watching it and replaying it and looking at the sneak at the end with Kenny,
I thought it was a little short.
The ref came in and he was up here and then he ran back like this and then he kind of did like this. He was kind of weaving.
My man's ran.
Yeah. Don't. So
I'll take that every day of the week, and it happens.
Yeah, it was great.
Listen when they do that for you, but it just seemed like his knee was down a little bit short.
He kind of slipped. Like it looked like he slipped or stepped on someone's foot or whatever. But hey, again, there's Tomlin's flying home. Well, if they got out this time, there's no issue on the plane. Tomlin's flying home right now. Like, done. We won it. Who cares?
Yep.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what they say. They can look at this, that, and the other. It shows the importance of keeping a timeout as a coach.
So I was going to ask you about that. So there was that happened at 2:12 in the fourth quarter. So you were 12 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. So you can't get a review. They were unable to challenge it because they didn't have a timeout. In a moment like that, as a coach, are you kicking yourself? Or are you happy? I don't know when they used their timeouts in the second half.
Yeah, it depends on how. I don't remember either. It depends on how they used them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely kicking yourself because you're like, now again, we don't know for sure if they would have challenged it, if it got overturned. Yeah. That's just our eye looking at it and whatever. And that, like I said, that referee doing a little weave on the way in. But you know what? At the end of the day, as the Steelers coach, the players, and as a fan, it's like, hey, I don't really care.
Yeah. Listen,
I don't really care.
As long as we're winning, buddy.
Yep.
As long as we are winning. I like that, man. So I'm going to crack open this other beer here that we got from Caitlin and Mark here.
All right, Caitlin and Mark. Hope you guys.
Do you think they sent this terrible towel in to help me clean up all these beers that are dead? They're like, oh, it was sweet. We had it for a wedding. It's like, oh, yeah, actually, Spence is
messy.
Is a toddler. So which one do I want to do here? Let's do this one. All right. So I'll get this thing going, but I do want to get your insight on what you think might transpire within the division now, because everybody who played in the AFC North won today. We dropped to 2.
We were in first place, went to 2 after Baltimore won?
Yeah, after Baltimore won.
Okay.
I believe we were in first. I could be wrong on that.
Well, Cleveland finding a way to sneak that one out at the end.
Dude, that was a really good game, bro. That was fun to watch.
That was nuts. They put up 30 on the best defense. I mean, all the stuff that they've been doing, that's crazy.
Yes. With a backup quarterback?
Yeah. Might be the best backup in the NFL, though.
You think?
Gardner
Minshew?
There's a pretty good backup.
Really?
Yeah, he's been doing it for a little while, can play a little bit.
I mean, he's not trash, man. To me, the games that I've seen, it seems like there's these moments, these little moments that separate like good from great, where it's like the decision making's a little off.
Yeah.
To where it's like these little, right? There's these little moments that like shouldn't have done that one, So, but what do I know? Here you go. There's this. This is also from Deep River.
Okay. So I was just looking like at the other games. The Broncos beat the Packers today?
Dude, yes.
Was it like a crazy?
No, I think it was like 19.
How did it end?
Anyway,
this is I didn't see anything. Yeah, it was 1917, but I'm like, was it close? It was like Jordan Love threw interception, double coverage to.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, enough of that.
The old Broncos, man. What's the Broncos record?
Not very good.
One in something, right?
They might have won. It might be their second or third. Maybe the third one.
At least one.
Anyway, sorry. Okay.
I think you're gonna like this. This is called Mango Tango Foxtrot.
Like, you're the mango guy.
I do like mango. Yeah, but
throw that on me.
But you're the tango guy. You like this? See? Hey, whoa! Don't hurt him! Don't hurt him now! Hey! Don't hurt him! All right, for all of our listeners, you just missed some of the best dance moves.
Just got my ribs a little bit.
Oh, we're gonna have to put you on IR after that.
An oblique.
So this is obviously an IPA. If you can't smell the hops, as soon as I cracked it open, it's 5.7.
It's a low IBU though.
Yeah, is it? I don't know.
As an alchemist, I'm just telling you.
Oh well, you're the professional. What's it say? I'm just some guy. I can't find the IBU.
95. It's so funny. I don't without sipping, just smelling it. If I can smell the bitter.
I don't know, dude. This label's quite busy, and I can't find all the information.
Okay.
But yeah, so Mango Tango Foxtrot is a juicy IPA with notes of guava, which I'm sure you can find. Ripe mangoes. You will be happy to know that no mangoes perished while making this beer. The tropical notes are derived from Australian hop varieties used in this beer, coupled with our house ale yeast strain. Mango Tango Foxtrot is dedicated to everyone.
Excuse me.
Yes, go ahead.
So there's no mango in it.
That's what I'm gathering.
So it's called mango, but there's no mango in it.
Right. It's a ghost mango.
I got you. Got you. So when you have so there's probably no real lime in this one either.
I actually believe that. It tasted like artificial lime. I didn't want to air it out because I'm sure they worked really hard on it. And it is a good beer, but
no real mangoes, just flavored mango.
Yeah, and it comes from a tropical notes derived from the Australian hops varieties used. So, but it goes out to everyone out there who is not afraid to hop out of the box and try something new. Before you know it, you will be calling hop bombs all day long.
Hop bombs.
Well, it's because it has a military.
Yeah, I get it. Military mango foxtrot.
Yeah. All right.
I don't taste any mango.
Well, there's none in it. That's why. Nothing.
Ooh, that's really
smells.
Take that back on the IBU.
Is it?
Cool.
It's gonna wreck it.
Yeah. It almost tastes like I'm tasting like a winter, like a year bubble gum a little bit.
Yes, that's exactly what I got. You knew it.
I knew it.
You knew exactly.
I taste your winter, your wheat beer in there somehow.
Why would you do that? Why would you call an IPA? You ever seen Parks and Rec?
No.
Okay, so Ron Swanson, he's the man, real man's man, right?
Okay.
And he goes to a diner to get a steak because he wanted to go to a steakhouse. They didn't have the steakhouse ended up being closed. His heart was broken.
Okay.
He gets a diner steak, which, as we both know, is not a real steak.
Okay.
It might be beef.
Yeah.
And so they bring him a steak, and he looks at it, he goes, "This isn't a steak. Why would you call it a steak on your menu?" And that's how I feel right now.
Okay.
It's like, this isn't an IPA. Why would you call it an IPA? And then he proceeds to say one of the most famous lines. He goes, "All right, I need you to bring me all the bacon and eggs you have." And he stops the waiter and he goes, "I'm afraid of what you just heard is I want a lot of bacon and eggs. What I said was, bring me all the bacon and eggs you have."
Okay.
I got to turn you on this show. It's amazing.
Okay. This doesn't taste like an IPA at all.
That's what I'm saying.
It tastes like a wheat beer. It's okay. I don't care for it. I like this one much better. Excuse me, it made me burp. I don't know. It
is weird that they would put mango in
it.
it.
Burp again. I don't taste the mango. I don't taste the IPA. I would drink if I went to a place and they're like, "Hey, we want you to drink this." I say, "Okay, I'll drink one."
I want you to drink this. Is that what happens? You go to bars like,
I don't know.
"Hey, we want you to drink this."
I mean,
okay.
No, if we ever went to their place, like to Deep River Brewing Company.
I would love to go to their place.
And they said, "Drink this." Okay. Do another one. No, thank you.
I hope you would say it like that. Oh, no. Give me that fake lime thing again.
Yeah, this one is better.
I feel bad. I shouldn't say fake. That one is very good. I prefer a different lager. This one I do not like that much. I'll give it a 4 because it tastes like I will say this. If you are a fan of Belgian wheat beers,
I know. How does that taste like that, though?
You're going to love that.
It's almost like
not even Belgian, just
how
wheat.
Are you allowed to call it an IPA? It's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go 4.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. It's just not. I was expecting like a little mango-y IPA.
It's mismanaged expectations. Yeah. Well, now we know.
Mismanaged expectations. It's a lot like the Steelers after the preseason.
They mismanaged your expectations? They mismanaged. Did you expect them to come out of the gate hot?
Yes.
Like,
did you not see them in the preseason? They couldn't stop. They couldn't be stopped.
I know, but
I told Todd, as we said here on the show with the millions of people watching around the world, they got to play more in the preseason, the offense.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to change next year? So no? I won't speak for you.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
At this point, who knows?
Do you think that would actually have?
I have no idea if it would even help. I'm
Yeah.
just making the all I said is in the preseason they didn't play, right? I said on the show, I wish they'd just get a little bit more situational football. No, listen.
I think,
is it going to make them come out and put up 40 a game? Probably not. But it probably means nothing, does nothing. But it's still just.
I mean, reps never hurt, right? What does the preseason do for the coaching staff? Do you still get the same reps, or are you actually like by the time you are going to camp, OTAs and stuff like that, is the offense kind of sorted out? No,
usually. So the preseason, the unique different thing about the preseason is you usually don't do a lot of like scouting. So in a game like today's game, they would have scouting report. You know what the other team's doing on third down and 2, third and medium, third and long, third and extra long. 4. I mean, you're scouting, right? That's where the chess match comes from. You know, you're trying to call plays and figure things out off of tendencies, which is why I always said when you were in a no huddle situation, you got a little bit of an advantage because now you're seeing what they're doing. They can't change it as much, and so you're reacting to what they're showing. Where in a regular game, coaches are calling it off of what they expect. Defensive coaches calling what the offensive tendencies are, and offenses calling off what the defensive tendencies are. So in the preseason, a lot of times it's dialed way down. Mm-hmm. You don't want to show any of your trick plays. You don't want to give away too much because what you don't want to do is in the preseason show the teams you're going to play in the regular season what you're really going to do.
Sure.
What some of your things are, and so watching Tyreek Hill he's so quick.
Oh, dude. Literally a cheetah.
It's unbelievable. And so anyway, preseason It's just it's a dialed back version of what you're gonna do in the regular season.
So you're not getting coaching reps, is what I'm saying. Like
nah,
you're not like
I mean, you are, but listen, I've been in all my years of playing in preseason games. Man, we called like some of the same plays over and over because you're just like, listen, we're gonna rep this play.
Yeah.
We're gonna run this play. We're gonna rep it, and we're gonna do it. That's the stuff you're doing in the preseason. It's a super glorified practice.
Yeah.
In a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good throwing touchdown.
Yeah, the Eagles uniforms are awesome. Those throwback green joints. Those things are
holding offense.
Got him.
Touchdown. That's the worst. You throw a touchdown, and you turn around and you see a flag on the ground. It's the worst. Come on, Al. What are we doing?
Beefcake Al? Al, why are you holding, man? That's hilarious, dude.
Speaking of, do you see the wall back here?
This one? Yeah. I can't punch in or else I would.
I know. The Danny Ainge.
Hey, look at that.
New jersey to the wall.
Hey, yeah, people were wondering where the old Charlie Hustle went.
Danny Ainge is now up.
Look at that.
Yeah, golf with coach, GM, owner. I mean, he's everything. He's awesome. What a genuinely good person. Funny as all get out. Call him Uncle Ainge. He's like your uncle, you know. But no, I put him up on the wall.
People have
what a player.
People have been curious about the because I don't know if you can see it on mine here. It's too close. Okay, but over here, this is
my penguin wall.
Yeah, you have the penguin wall.
Yeah.
Right, and so behind me is a penguin wall. You have Crosby, Lemieux, and then you have your penguin jersey from when you were on.
When I dropped the puck for the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. So you have that, which that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you have these four.
Yep.
And behind you, you can't really see back in the shadows there. Or you have your college, right? Back here. And then on the other side of you, into the darkness and the abyss back there, is a Steeler wall.
Yeah, my Steeler wall's back there. So that's got my the what I would consider the greats that I've either played with or been around. So
I would say, what does it take to get on the wall?
Well, that wall has
some legends. That's a hefty wall.
Yeah, those are all personalized jerseys. Those are special jerseys.
That's a heavy wall.
From top left all down. James Harrison. I mean, the dude who's getting in. Oh, I don't know if I can say that.
He's getting into his car earlier today. Don't worry about it.
We'll talk about that maybe next week. I assume that's well known, but
yeah, don't worry about it, guys.
You guys will know. Followed next by my boy, number 99, Brett Kiesel.
Come on, man.
My boy. Top right, Heath.
It's tight end day.
National Tight End Day. Hey, happy.
And his birthday.
Heath, happy National Tight End Day.
Isn't his birthday today, too?
Is it?
Let me see.
I mean, I usually know those things.
Let me check my sources.
If it is, I might have to call him live on the show.
Yeah, you might have to.
Well, you keep next row down, the center, Marquise Pouncey.
There he is.
My guy.
The legend.
My guy. Next to him, maybe the all-time greatest Steeler, Mean Joe Green.
October 20th. It is his birthday. Today? Is Heath Miller's birthday.
I feel like I'm going to call him. Next to him, arguably, the next greatest Steeler, Troy Polamalu.
Hey.
Polamalu. Going down. Next row.
Yep.
The Bus. Who we have on this show? It's a great
dude.
show. Next to him, making his name
for
the Hall of Fame and maybe one of the greats of all time for the Steelers, TJ Watt.
TJ Watt made the wall.
TJ Watt's on the wall. And then next to him, my boy, Haji.
Yep.
Merle
Haji.
Merle. Speaking of Merle.
Yes. That's a heavy wall you got there, bud.
That's one of my favorite walls. Those guys up there, that's a good wall right there. Good friends, good players.
And you said a couple of things in that I think we should, I don't want to say debate, but here's some reasoning behind. But go ahead and say what you're going to say, and I'll double back.
Oh, I was just going to say next week, if it works, I was going to talk about that.
Yeah, let's do it. So next week, we're going to do the Jags game. And we are in the process right now working out all the kinks to do a live stream. All right, we're going to live stream the game. We're going to do a watch-along. We'll do a watch-along regardless if we have some technical difficulties. We're teasing out. You have to realize we're just doing this in a basement. And there's a lot, and this looks like a fire hazard of gear, but we're not really working with much, bub. All right, so we are working all that out so we can do a live stream, so you guys can watch the game along with us at home. You can mute Tony Romo or
There's no chance they're doing that game.
no, or whoever else is doing it. Although,
we're gonna try and do it live, which y'all have been asking for. Now we can't show the game on here, but y'all can watch it
and listen to Ben
and listen to and hopefully Merrill.
Yes,
Merrill and I are gonna hopefully sit here with Spence and just talk. We're not gonna broadcast the game because you guys can watch it and see it, and we're not gonna we're gonna try our best not to tell you the obvious, like hand off to Miller, hand off to Naj. I'm looking at Heath's name, Miller. Hand off to Naj off the right side. No, we're going to just give you our insight as we go. So hopefully it'll be good. If it's no good, then we'll never do it again.
Yeah. If it's trash, we'll know very quickly.
Yes.
And you'll still have to sit through it because we'll have already got it going, but that'll be the last one. But yeah, so we are going to try to make that work for next week. We will let you know for sure this week on all the social media platforms. So I will make sure that there is a confirmation of that for all you guys on Instagram.
What are you doing?
On YouTube. Who you got there, bud?
Hello?
What are you doing?
Doing a podcast?
We are, and we're doing it. And we realize it's National Tight End Day, and we wanted to call you and then also wish you happy birthday.
Hey, thank you.
What are you doing, buddy? It is National Tight Ends Day.
Thanks for recognizing it.
Yeah, that's what it's the only, you guys are the only position that get like a national day, I think, and very well deserved for you, bud.
I finally got some love.
Some love. You should get some love, and it's your birthday. Actually, they might have done that on purpose. It's Heath's birthday. Let's do it. Did you have a happy birthday, buddy? Do you feel old?
I feel old, yeah.
Well, I won't keep you. We're sitting down here. We're talking about my Steeler wall, and I mentioned you, and we said National Tight End Day, and then Spence is like, I think it's Heath's birthday. I'm like, no way. And so we had to call you too.
On today, who's your guest?
No one. You are. You're the guest. We're gonna put you on live now.
All right.
No, we're just talking about the Rams game and hanging out. So we don't have a guest, but we want to wish you happy birthday. All the millions of fans watching around the world right now want to wish you happy birthday. Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Made my day.
All right. Love you, pal. See you, bud.
Love you too. See you.
Oh, how nice was that? That just made my day.
Heath Miller,
Miller
is the nicest human being
He's unbelievable.
ever created. That
was so awesome.
What was a conversation between Heath Miller and Troy like? Because I feel like both of them are so nice, so polite, so cordial, so considerate. Was it as friendly as I imagine it would be? It was like that? Just a lot. Excuse me.
Here you go. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Troy. Hey, Heath. How are you? Good. How are you? Fine. Thanks for asking. Okay. Have a great day. Okay. You too. There you go. You guys all just got inside the locker room.
Wow.
Inside the locker room.
I felt like I was there.
You were.
Wow.
That's what it was.
That was,
The nicest people in the world that didn't really say much.
You really took us there, man. I mean, and they're so violent on the field.
Oh yeah. Now if you want on the field one.
No. Right. So you said on the jersey wall, Mean Joe Green, greatest steal of all time. I'm not going to argue that.
Yes.
And then you said Troy would be the second greatest steal.
No, I said,
Arguably.
Troy is. Listen,
like he's up there for sure.
There are so many great Steelers.
Okay, because I was saying, do you have a top five? Do you have a top five greatest Steelers?
It'd be hard because of the teams. Because the teams of the '70s.
Yeah.
There's like 20 Hall of Famers. I mean, how do you? It's so hard because you could argue so many of them. I don't think that I don't think Joe is an argument. Joe is he's in your top five no matter what. And some people wouldn't put I don't know. See, I don't even want to get into it because I don't want to cause any uproar but everybody's going to have their opinions.
Yeah.
Right. Some people are like, nope, that guy's in there. Nope, that guy's in there.
Sure.
And some people are going to, there's so many greats to pick from. And I might be biased with Troy, but I think a lot of people would put Troy in the top 5. I think that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I might be biased, but again, it's really kind of one of those things that just game changers.
Yeah.
I think Mel Blount was a game changer. They made rules. When they make rules for you,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just something to it. But you look at guys, again, I can't even start with the guys. I feel like it'd be hard to do a top 5, even a top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you could rank them from like 1 to 10. I think it's like,
Sure.
y'all are just in there,
Yeah, I get that.
in my opinion.
Could you, and I'm not going to ask you to do it, but do you think you could build a Steelers all-star team, any decade, any era, fill every position, offense, defense? Who would you pick?
Could I do it?
Yeah.
I don't know that I could because I'd lose. I wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to keep some of the linemen or whatever.
Yeah.
And you would start. What you'd run into issues with would be guys like guys from the 70s
Right.
that were like greats, Swan Stallworth, a receiver. But their stats, because of the era they played in, don't match up with A.B. Hines, things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Heath Miller.
Yeah.
So it's generationally different.
What? Yeah, 100%. Well,
Like you look, I would put Terry as the quarterback. Just that's my opinion. But if you look at my stats blow his out of the water. But he's got the championships,
Yeah.
and that's what matters the most.
Yeah.
So that's where you start really trying to figure it all out.
Yeah. So, but I guess, if the goal is to take that team and actually try to go win something, yes, for sure. But if it's just like a legendary, like you were building like a Madden team and all the stats were like somehow equal to the time period in which you are building this team.
Yeah, I know.
But I know it's hard to do. It's hard to do.
Yeah, because I don't know well enough. Like I don't know the defenses of that 70 that well. Like Ham and Lambert and those guys, Jack Wagner, some of those guys. I mean, there's so many guys. Like I don't know how like a James Harrison stacks up to those guys. I just don't know. I know what I know of James Harrison,
Right.
like, but I don't know how he stacks up to those guys and some of that stuff. So, it's a pretty cool problem to have when you're a franchise that's got that many.
Right, I don't know who to
greats.
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is wild.
So,
Well, hey, man.
yeah.
So
Do we need to talk about the game more? I know I hit like a broad stroke.
we need to. I mean, is there anything about the game that really stands out?
Trying to think.
The one thing that I'm curious about, I mean, you can put, yes, we can definitely tease out individual plays for sure. We could sit here and tease that out for the next 3 hours if we wanted to.
Yeah, I don't need to do that. I'm just trying to think if there's anything big. I'm really. I mean, Kenny, I thought, like, again, playing well in the second half and playing well down the stretch. I still felt like there were a couple throws that were just a touch off.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys I thought that he could hit, but he makes the throws when he has to, and I think that's awesome. What he's doing and finding ways is pretty cool.
I heard TJ talk about in his post game about getting the spark. Obviously, he was the one that caused it today, but they talk about a spark, getting a spark. He mentioned not caring where it came from. We just needed it to keep going. Obviously, when you don't start off fast, you don't start off quick. You are looking for that spark. You come out the game. Is every game looking for that one thing to set you off, or are you able to kind of, if it happens early, like you say you score on the first drive, are you considering that a spark to get you going? Or are you like, oh no, we're out here and we're just asserting our will?
Well, you'd like to be the reason that you are the spark, right, on offense. Like you want a big play, you want a guy to make a play. That's the stuff you want for your spark. You don't want as an offense to need T.J. Watt to intercept the ball and run it back, or Alex Highsmith to make a sack fumble, or Minka to pick a ball off. Like you don't want that to be your spark. You want your spark to be you guys, a big run. But I thought that they maybe didn't have a spark today. Like I'm trying to think of like big plays. Like was there that big play? I mean, there were some things that happened, but like I thought Naj running the ball real hard today, picking up 6-7 yards a pop and doing stuff like that. I thought that was huge. So I think the offense is still waiting on that big play potential, that big play bomb down the field. I still would love to see a wide receiver screen somewhere. I'd love to see a little slip screen to a tight end. I know Pat's not in there, but
yeah, what's that tight end situation looking like, man? Because you got was it Washington?
Yep.
You got Connor.
I don't even think either. I know Connor was. I think he was targeted once today. I think through a throw. I think.
Yeah, but you don't see. Obviously, when Pat's in there, I feel like he hasn't even.
Pat
been,
is still so underused. So underused.
Is that just the scheme thing? Like even when you got Pat in there, you're not targeting him like we have historically seen in the Steelers.
I don't know how to answer that. Yeah. I can't say it's a scheme thing or is he just not looking for him. Mm-hmm. Like I loved throwing to the tight end. I mean, I had a great one, the guy we just talked to in Heath, and I loved playing with Pat the 1 year I was. But at some point, like the tight end is like a quarterback's best friend, or that guy that can just find. I mean, and I know Kelsey's one of the best, but look what Mahomes does when he's out there when he's not. Something about having that guy
is the allure to throw to a tight end from your point of view as a quarterback. Is it because of the routes that they're designated? Is it because their size? Like what differentiates them from a wide receiver?
Both. I mean, I think that for me, it was always the comfort in knowing that the tight end was going to be in the right spot. He was going to be where he was supposed to be. He wasn't going to ad-lib. He wasn't going to make up his own thing. If he was supposed to run 12 yards and turn around, he was going to be there. He wasn't going to maybe go 10 or 14 or turn the wrong way. He was going to be where he was supposed to be. And that's reassuring as a quarterback to know and trust that your guy's going to be there where you need him to be. And usually a big body guy, someone that has, good catch radius or a strong catcher in traffic, somewhere that when things are breaking down, I can I can throw it real quick and the guy's going to make a play. Yeah. And so it just when you get a good tight end, you got to take advantage of it, and that'd be the one area that I'd say that I wish the Steelers would still look into. And maybe Kenny's not, and maybe he doesn't like throwing over the middle. Again, I can't I'm not going to point a finger at anybody because I don't know where it is. I'm not in that building. I'm not listening to those guys. I'm not in meetings. Yeah. So I don't want to say it's on Matt. I want to say that I'm just going to add my 2 cents from an armchair quarterback who's sitting here. And knowing that I play with that guy and what it is to have a good tight end.
Yeah. Well, I think it's Darnell Washington. Mm-hmm. It says, I heard he's a giant.
He's a big man.
Yeah. And I see he, what was it, week 1, he pancaked Bosa.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a clip of that. I was like, well, that's not easy to do. So I do think there's a lot of potential in that dude as well. I don't know, what his hands are. I imagine they're not trash because the Steelers are pretty adamant about that when selecting dudes. So I would like to see it a lot more too, obviously, just because it's paid off well historically. But it is interesting to see, even before Pat got injured, which I don't know the status of Pat's injury.
Well, I thought he was coming back this week, but he must have tweaked it in this week of practice.
Hamstring, right? Yeah.
Thursday.
Hope you get better, Pat, man. I'd like to see you back out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So yeah. As far as the game goes, I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about. I am curious about what it does to our division and like where.
Oh yeah, you asked about that division. I think.
Well, just because so the Bengals have a bye. We dropped the second to. What's crazy is that when Baltimore played us, it was like
they look awful,
and they blow a really good Detroit team out of the water.
That's why that's why I had that thought today after that game. I watched some of these games. I watched. The Browns go a couple weeks ago and win. I watched Baltimore go win. And I'm like, I think maybe we have more hope than we think.
Yeah.
Because we're playing those teams and it's like, wow, we passed them. And then they go blow out the Lions. They beat the Colts and this, that, and the other. But it's like maybe we're better than people are like, oh, we're no good. But we're 4-2 right now. We're sitting in the driver's seat. Got the Jags coming to town, which won't be easy because the Jaguars are playing well. But I'd like us winning that game, to be honest. And so, in the division, I still, we still have to go play. We have to go to Baltimore. We had to go to Cleveland. And we still have Cincinnati twice.
Yeah.
So we still got a lot of division play left. We'll have to just kind of see how Cincinnati comes out of this bye and see what teams. But again, I think, as I sit there and watch these games and think about how like we talk about, like, well, how is that team able to look so good to Baltimore today and they don't against us? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go back and talk about their defense. Our defense is so good.
Yeah.
They make so many plays and they get so disruptive that they're the ones that are keeping us in the games.
Yeah.
And giving our offense a chance to win it late, and that's what they're doing. Taking advantage of it.
Yeah, that is interesting, man, because it does feel like there is when you look at a 4-2 record, it does feel like there's probably a little bit more hope than we assume based upon the frustration of. I think it was a mismanaged expectation. We saw the preseason, we expected this to be dominant. Pittsburgh has a very high bar of excellence when it comes to the Steelers.
Yeah.
It's like we aren't a good football team. We are a dominant football team. So anything underneath that,
you're 4-2.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
but how we're getting
it.
there, it's like we just
It's ugly wins, but you're winning. Even if you're winning ugly. Like that's fine. Like just win.
right.
And right now
Especially
they're just winning.
especially early in the season.
They're just winning.
Yeah.
And so find a way to keep it going. And I don't think they have the toughest schedule. Like this was a big one because I think a lot of people weren't sure what to think this week. Like, okay, going out to play the Rams. They're not a great team, but they're not awful. You got to travel a long way. And I think people were nervous about being 3-3 leaving this week. Because then you come home and you got to – I think it's a good Jacksonville team. I do. But, again, if you end up – I don't know. Even if you drop this one, you're 4-3, you're doing some good things. I think the outlook for the team should be a little brighter than what it probably feels like sometimes around here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as long as we're progressing steadily, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you got 2 rushing touchdowns plus the one Kenny had. No passing touchdowns today.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you want those, but you got down when you got in the end zone.
Yeah.
And you didn't count on your defense scoring or, Boz carrying you. You got in the end zone 3 times. I think that's progress.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
give me one more. Give me one more.
I got it.
Give me one more.
This is the last one we got from Old Deep River. It's called Donkey Sauce.
Oh my God.
Dude, I'm gonna say this, man. We've been in this craft beer world as visitors for the last 2 years or whatever, man. We've delved in and we've gotten to experience a lot of really cool aspects of the craft beer game. These beer names, man.
Pretty funny.
These beer names aren't it. What's the weirdest beer name you think you heard?
This is pretty close. Donkey sauce. Well, didn't we
The
have
unicorn farts.
Unicorn farts.
Unicorn farts is the.
Didn't we have one like elk pee or something or
Oh yeah.
moose
drool.
moose drool, something like that?
That's
yeah,
what I'm
moose
saying.
drool.
What are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, oh, dog. See, that's what happened. It's just these dented.
Oh, you messed it up again.
Oh yeah.
We always talk about Benjamin on this thing. I want to give Bailey a quick shout out.
Yeah,
My daughter
man,
Bailey, she tried out the last 2 days for a volleyball team. She just started playing volleyball like a month or 2 ago, and so she tried out for like a travel team very early in her volleyball career, if there's going to be one. But she was so like nervous, and so they don't find out till Wednesday if they made it or not. And so she's like, Dad, I wish I could find out tonight. I'm like, listen, sweetie, whatever happens, I am so proud of you for trying and going out there and doing it all. So just want to give Bailey a little love, as we do for Benjamin in his golf. That
Yes.
She's really come a long way in a month, and Coach Victor's been awesome. So thank you. Thank you to the Tumans. The Tumans have helped get us in line with some stuff. So
I will say this as
happy national tight end Tuman.
Oh, there you go. I will say this as a daughter dad. If my daughters turn out half as good as Bailey, I will be through the moon.
She's a good girl.
She is amazing. Not only at sports, phenomenal singer, but a great person. I can't say enough good things, man.
She has a solo in this year's little like choir performance for the school.
Yeah.
I'm like, you nervous? She goes, Dad, I don't get nervous when I sing. I'm like, I'm sorry?
Yeah, dude.
She's like, I get nervous sometimes when I speak in front of people, but not when I sing. I'm like, shouldn't it be like
Dude, she's a really good singer. Well, the other night when we were down here jamming, I was over here and
you were up like just playing guitar and piano.
And
just doing your thing.
And Bailey was like, she just jumped in. She goes, you know this one? And starts playing and singing. I'm like, and I was like, no. Can you tell me what the chords are?
She's unbelievable.
He's crushing it, man.
Donkey sauce. Tell me about donkey sauce.
Okay. Pivot. This is 7.7. Okay, Donkey Sauce is a New England style IPA brewed with over 5 pounds hops, hops per barrel. Not pounds of hops, but hops per barrel. We use all.
Is this really an IPA or is it just a
We don't know.
fake IPA?
Only one way to find out. It says we use all the sexy hops like Mosaic, Galaxy, and Citra hops, including a few others in this beer.
I've heard of those.
Yes. We use a high chloride to sulfate ratio, to lend it a nice, soft, velvety mouthfeel full of citrus notes. That's how we do it.
Velvety mouthfeel.
Yeah. Like Guy Fieri, we put this stuff on everything. I guess that's...
Yeah, I got you. I'm with you. Okay.
All right. Donkey sauce. Here we go. Smells good.
Huh. Tastes just like a stronger mango tango.
That's exactly what it tastes like. That is exactly what it tastes like.
Tastes like
What hops are they putting in here?
Not those mosaics that we drank
They
before.
hit you with some. Here's the thing.
That just tastes like a more alcohol heavy.
They hit you with the Apple agreement or the healthcare. Let me just duck in. Here's all the Mosaic, Galaxy, Citra. Oh, and a few others. That's what the few others is what we're tasting.
Yeah, there's no IPA in that.
It smells super hoppy.
I'm gonna say this.
It tastes exactly how you described them. I like this one better than that one though.
Yes, I agree. This is better. I'm gonna have another one to.
I think if you like IPAs, you'll enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like bash these people. It's not awful, but it's just not what I like what I'm expecting.
Yes, which is I'm always for. I'm like, hey, turn me on to something new. I'm for it. Educate me, expand what I know.
Yeah, this is so 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I also don't know when these were sent in, so I don't know how old these are either.
Well,
I don't know if that matters.
No, it's just it's just not like if you would just. I wish they would just not market it as an IPA.
What would you call that?
I don't know.
It has to be an IPA. It's because it is super hoppy, but it's not IPA hoppy to me. It smells hoppy to me. But
I get it.
I would love to go. What is it? Deep River.
Yeah, Deep River.
I would like to go to Deep River and try what else they have. Because if they're making that lager, they got to have some gems. But
yeah, it's interesting. You taste the 7.7 a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely get that.
Are these their favorites, by the way, Caitlin and Mark's, or they just like sending them in?
Well, so people know you like IPAs, so we get a lot of IPAs. Let me see here. Matter of fact, Mark, the homie Mark, don't even drink IPAs. But his best friend Justin from Gibsonia,
Of course.
said that their donkey sauce is amazing. I don't trust Justin anymore.
Well, Justin,
we all got that one friend.
Well, we've got
Justin.
a Justin. We all have a friend Justin, don't we? I bet he can't make black and tans either.
He says, I also put in their Mango Tango Foxtrot, which is super popular, as well as one of their Limetown Lagers. Unfortunately, they were sold out of his two favorite beers, which is the Chupa Guava and a Limoncello. Hope you two enjoy. Thank you for the memories. And
Mark's favorite beer is a limoncello?
Well, it's Chupa Guava and a Limoncello.
Okay, Mark.
Hey.
Hey, Mark and Caitlin, thank you still. Saying thank you.
Listen, the Chupa Guava is just really fun to say, so it's got to be delicious. We should go down to Deep River and try those two at some point. So Deep River, if you're watching this,
Yeah.
doubt it. Yeah, so that's awesome, man. Is there anything else you want to say before we land this plane?
No, I just hope that this thing works out next weekend. I think it'll be fun to have Haji in here and to do this game. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah. So that is a goal. Like I said earlier, we are looking to live stream it. You guys can watch it at home and then crack open a nice little beverage, get yourself a nice little snack. And
are you going to have a beverage next weekend?
Yeah. Well,
game?
I will. Yes. But I'm going to be hopefully just off here in the corner doing this stuff. And you and Hodge are going to be, we're just gonna do this show with you and Hodge.
Yeah.
And then I'll be here, but I think it'd be cool for people to have a beer and watch a game with you guys.
Yeah,
I think that would be awesome.
I'm gonna have a beer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Evan make some food too. We have to.
Then
we have to.
Then we'll definitely make.
Is it a 1 o'clocker?
I have no idea, but that is the goal. And as soon as it is confirmed, guys, like I said, on this YouTube channel and on Instagram at Footballin with Ben,
It is 1 o'clock.
Right on. There we go. We will let you know whether or not at 1 o'clock.
4-2 Steelers versus the 5-2 Jags.
Yeah,
We got 3 straight homes.
Do we? Who we got? Jags,
Titans, Packers. So that's
How
what
you
I'm
feel?
saying.
How you feel those?
Titans 2-4, Packers 2-4. Like we got a chance. This one's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie. So what are we right now? We're 4-2. Say we do win this, we go 5-2, 6-2. I think we could be 7-2 going into the Browns and Bengals at both places, and then Cardinals come to us 1-6. Love Josh Dobbs.
We're taking that for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. But I still love Josh. And even if you happen to lose this week, or you're 4-3, then you go 5-3. I still think you're gonna win the next 2. So you're still 6-3. Maybe you're sitting really pretty.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying this is a playoff run?
I mean, if I'm looking at the schedule, if I had to pick the schedule right now, we should have Merrill pick the schedule.
Yeah.
If I could do it, we got to do a 2-minute with Merrill. We never did that last time.
No, we
drill.
yeah.
Maybe during halftime or something.
Do you think he'd be able to do it in 2 minutes?
No,
like
he talks forever. He's a long-winded. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Steelers are 4-2.
Okay.
I have to be honest, probably with like what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, dog.
Okay, I'm gonna just say we lose to the Jaguars. I hate to say, I don't think we are, but I'm just gonna say it.
Not badly, or is it blowout?
No, I think it'll be close. So we're 4-3. Beat the Titans 5-3. Beat the Packers 6-3. To the Browns. Unfortunately, I think we lose that one. We go 6-4. At the Bengals, I think we lose that one. We're 6-5.
Really? Has the Bengals been playing?
I think they're gonna come out of this bye and be much better.
Okay.
At the Cardinals are here. That's 7. 7-5 or 7-5. Patriots here. Patriots are terrible. They won today, though. They beat the Bills today.
Which I don't know how that happened.
But I don't think I think we got that one. That's 8-5. At the Colts, I think it's at the Colts, but I still think we got that one. I think that's 9-5.
Okay.
Bengals are here. 9-6. At Seahawks, I think it's gonna be a tough one. I think that's 9-7. At Ravens, 9-8. I'm gonna call it 9-8. We go over 500, and we get into the playoffs as a wild card.
You think we're okay? I think we beat the Ravens.
At Ravens, it's gonna be tough. Last one of the year. Here's what I'm gonna say: if they got nothing to play for, like if they win out or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So 9-8. That's my prediction, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it played out?
Yeah.
9-8, and I don't know if that'll. As we move forward, wild card. I can't predict that, but 9-8 wild card is my prediction. Tomlin gets his 500 again.
Yeah. Keep the streak alive. It's
Yep.
like the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Just keep it alive, man. Keep it alive. Yeah, okay.
All right.
I don't even have a counter opinion. That sounds.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Good talk.
Yeah. You played more snaps than I have. So, well, we appreciate you guys' time, and I don't know what else we got.
That's it.
That's it.
Thanks again, Ken and Mark. Thanks, Deep River Brewing Company for your beers.
I mean, usually having announcements, but we already told you about the live stream. Keep posted on that, and we will see you guys next week.
Is that it? Or is that it?
Let's try it again. Sure.